Good afternoon. I'm realizing more and more today. Um, there are some times that I look like my mother's side of the family and I look like one of her sisters. And whenever it happens, because I don't have, all of them are fair skinned, blue eyed, lighter, blonde hair, lighter hair, all that good stuff. I favor back after my dad. My I've got cousins that favor back after their dad that have the same thing going on that I do. We kind of every so often we look in the mirror and go, we look like mom today. Well, as I told you in the other video, when I put this shirt on, I was like, I just became my aunt, and my mom also likes shirts like this. So today, and then I started looking in the mirror and I was like, oh wait, that there's places in my hair that are doing the things that we all complain about. That's goes back to their side, not dad's. So I can't blame it on him today. Anyway, I thought I posted the ABH haul. I think, I hope. If not, I will post it, I promise. We are in the midst of a huge schedule change, and I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving it. I have to take my glasses off because it makes the camera like right here on me, and that makes me feel weird. Um, so this schedule change I am loving, but I also am going to have to rearrange my schedule and my filming to stay on my schedule and my filming so that I do what I want to do and get it out to you and all that neat stuff. And I've got less hours in the day to do it, and it's okay. I love it. Um, love having my husband home on Saturday. I love having my husband home at 2 o'clock on Monday versus 4 and after. Um, we're not sure what the future holds for him in this. Um, there are a lot of other factors that factor in, but I'm ready for this. I'm ready for him to be home. Even if it means that we cut back on, the frivolous, not needing things that we tighten our budget even more. I'm ready for him to be home more, for him to enjoy life more. He and Ian got to spend time together yesterday, and it was great. I just came up here, stayed out of their way, so they could. Um, I decided while I went downstairs. I cleaned out a corner of the garage. We've been talking about doing it, and my husband had gone down in the yard and dealt with the pile of dirt that you've seen Mayor have oh so much fun in. Um, the tarp and all of that neat stuff. Because in a nutshell, what happened? He had a four-wheeler trip, and that's the wagon that or trailer that we use for one four-wheeler. If we need more than that, we have a bigger trailer. That's also our dirt wagon, our dirt trailer. Well, we had not gotten everything done that needed done, so he just took the rest of the dirt and put it down on the ground because it's dirt. The ground's not going to hurt it. And without thinking that we still have a puppy, um, he had big fun. We don't care. It's all good. Anyway, he went down and cleaned all that up, and I thought, he had made this list, this mental list, and that's one of our biggest problems is that he and I both make mental lists, and we don't write stuff down. And we were talking about it earlier. I was like, we've got to get to where we write stuff down. I said because when we are getting older, for one thing, life is chaotic and crazy, and if we could come to, write stuff down and check it off of the list, it might be better for us. So now Sargi is coming. He may jump up. If he does, we'll deal with it. So anyway, so while he was doing that, I got thinking, I talked about ABH. I got some new stuff from Urban Decay because I got the new Naked palette. I'm not going to show you the new Naked palette side by side with the old one because I will confuse myself. Full disclaimer, I will confuse myself. We may do that on another day whenever I have somebody close at hand that can say, nope, that's not the right one. Stuff may fall over because there is a cat up here. And I have you on 2 pillows, and I'm sorry for warning you. But what I wanted to do was just kind of go through what I still have in my possession and collection. And some of it is a possession. We're going to start with what we just talked about. And I'm going to put my glasses back on because, seeing is cool. This is my I believe it was the second one because I got this one when they were half off. And it was like $27. The Urban Decay original Naked palette. If you need swatches on that one, there are plenty of channels that have swatched it, and have swatched it comparing it against the new one. I'm just not going to jump in and join that. I'm just having a little bit of kind of looking at what I have, kind of maybe decluttering a thing or two, kind of just showing you the Urban Decay stuff that I still have. I have the Urban Decay Honey palette, and it technically had gone through a declutter, but that declutter never left my house. So it's kind of still in the house, and I'm kind of having second thoughts. So we'll see where we land on that. What I might do is do a series on, trying the palette, using the palette, maybe use this palette for a week or something like that, and come to a full decision on if I want to declutter it and pass it on to friends or family. We'll see. I bought one of these, and every time I see them, I'm tempted to buy more of them. The reason why I don't buy more of them is because this is a face and eye palette. It's probably, let me see, this is volume 2. I think I had volume 1, and I think I decluttered it. The biggest, I thought this would be cool for traveling. I'm trying to show you without the glare of the mirror. I thought this would be cool for traveling because I have over the years tried to eye anxiety pack, okay? And what I mean by that is, other than the time when my dad was sick, I had a bag packed, essential things, kept it packed, kept them in different vehicles, kept stuff at my mother's house, stuff that, okay, I can go to the hospital, I'm good for a night or two, So, and the hardest thing that I did, or one of the hardest things that I did, was unpack those things because it was a reminder that he's not here. We're going to keep going with that because we're not going to fall into that emotional part. I know I do, and I don't, and I'm sorry, kind of. But anyway, so that was my thought process whenever I bought that, and it's also why I haven't purchased any more of these. Tartism that there is a brand. Wait a minute, this is a Tarte Shadow, and this is an Urban Decay. Oopsie, cancel that, scratch that. That's Tarte. I got that by accident. So let's move on to where we should be. Oops, I was thinking something wasn't right. Some of what I have, I think I said in another video, and we'll reiterate it here. I had all of the big palettes. I had 2, 3, um, all of that stuff. I liked them. I still do. But I realized, we talked about this whenever I talked about the Sin palette, um, or not the Sin palette, but the 3 new palettes. Um, I just found that I did not use all of the colors, so that's why I decluttered them. Now there's a nostalgic part of me that wants to go back and purchase them again until I see how much they are. Now the Naked Honey palette has been discontinued, so thankfully that's not. I did have the Wild West palette. I don't think it's in there hiding from me. I think I decluttered it. I had the Naked Cherry, had the Naked, um, it was a purple violet. I decluttered those. I loved those 2 palettes. Those were great. But I know somebody that would have gotten more use out of them. We share DNA. Like, here, take this. Enjoy. Have fun. Anyway, this is the Naked... Whoops. Let's do this in order. This is a Naked 2. I'm kind of all over the place today. I pulled a Tarte palette for an Urban Decay video. Bizarre. Brain bizarre. This is the Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics palette. And I actually purchased this when I still had the full Naked 2 palette. And obviously the full Naked 1. Again, there's always that part of me that says, oh, this will travel. We're going to do a what's in my travel bag because I need to clean them out, so why not share it with you? I need to deal with that, so why not share it? Right? Right. Anyway, that was the design behind this, and then it got to, well, you know what? I don't really use this palette. If I did, these are the main colors that I could use. I have a couple of, I keep forgetting about the glare on the camera, on the mirror, I'm sorry. I have a few Smashbox palettes, and we'll talk about those on another day. But this is a palette that I could set in the car with my fingers and create a look, if need be. So it's one that can travel well in my purse if need be. The need hasn't been. So we know this. The need is going to be in the near future because this is going to get better. I'm going to get better, and life is going to resume. This is the Urban Decay Naked Mini 3, and this is beautiful, and it's basically the popular shades that you would use from the Naked 3 palette, and it's pinky. Let's see, we can't do, yeah, I washed my hand. I don't do swatches often. I don't, it's just not something that I do. But we will for now. See, these are lighter pinks. What you might consider bridal pinks. When I got married, there was nobody that did my hair and makeup. My cousin helped me, but I did it. I didn't realize that I needed somebody to. And that's just the way that is. This is an old, I don't even know how old, but I know that it is discontinued. Um, this is the Aphrodisiac palette. And there may be some other ones hiding in various places because I have some that I keep that are sentimental, so they stay. Um, and that's just where that is. This is kind of one of them. There was a lot of people when this came out that did not like this palette. It's called Stoned Vibes. I love this palette. Um, Similarly, about the time that this had come out, in my journey, I was coming back off of the MLM brainwashing, for lack of a better way of putting it, period of my life. And Unique had released a palette that was a black glitter palette, and for me, it was the awfulest thing to work with ever. Some people liked it, some people got some really nice looks from it. Me, not so much. But coming off of this came out shortly about the time that I came off of that, and this, this, this wonderful mats. These wonderful. Um, I threw that palette in the trash. Seriously did. I did not try to give it to anybody, which is unusual for me. Um, I just, we'll just go, you're saying I just went through the bottom row. Oops, hold on. There it is. I had a doohickey. In my world, there's lots of doohickeys and thingamajigs. That's that blue. And what I loved about this palette, and still do, um, is under, if you needed a base, or to set your base, if you used, say, that white on top of your primer, it would pop all day long. And it would work. You didn't have to have, you could go outside of this palette and do some cool stuff. I gotta clean that finger. I'm gonna go into this light blue. I'm getting myself more nostalgic than we need to. But you can see how some of these are very sheer, so they made great toppers. Along with the Stone Vibe palettes came this little palette, and according to the box, it's part of the Stone Vibe collection, but it didn't have a name. But it just was a continuation of the shades and um, a close. These two are close to what's in the palette, but they lean more purple than what's in the palette. You please correct me if you hear me say it leans this way more than this way, because I'm not real good at that. I know in my head, I know in my mind, but whenever I say it, I kind of can goof it up. Have backups for the stoned palette because reasons. I loved it. Bought my daughter, and we still have the two palettes that came with the Prince collection, and you can see how much they've been used. I'm not going to swatch them because obviously it's not even been touched. and these are hers. I'm going to skip over because I showed you the 3 palettes that I just ordered. Again, this is the other Prince palette. I'm not going to swatch it. I will show it to you. It is hers. They're more for collection than use. Pardon me. Still have that pesky cough. I showed you these 3 in another video. The Half-Baked, Naked Sin, and Naked Foxy. I showed you those when I hauled them, so there's no real need to do that again. Guys, this was and is my all-time favorite. Hands down. I've had them. I was a big, huge fan of Urban Decay, so when they launched a palette, I was on it. I cannot part with this, even though I don't use it. This was my favorite. This was the Born to Run palette. I bought the other palettes that went with it and decluttered that, and I've decluttered this several times and pulled it back because it's kind of like, nope, can't have that one. It's old. It probably, I don't use it, and probably for good reason. But it is my all-time favorite, so it stays in the collection. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me and hanging out. I'm going to go and do some kind of something after I have to drink my coffee first that has my protein shake in it because I got busy and did not do that, which is a trigger that could mean that I will fall back into not eating, and we're not doing that. So y'all have a great day. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter. Please like, subscribe, share this video out, do all of the things. Have a great day. See you. Bye.